Hey, good morning. It's Tim Patterson, Trade Show Guy, and I'm just adjusting here. So there you go. All right. So welcome to another Trade Show Guy Monday Morning Coffee for May 8th, 2017. Is this year going fast for you? Seems to be going fast for me, but it's been busy. It's been good. It's been great. Best year ever, really, for us here at Trade Show Guy Exhibits. So I'll talk about that here in a little bit, and also talk about what I did over the weekend, which was a lot of stuff around the house, outdoors around the house, needed to be done. We're live on Facebook, and as you know, we've moved our Monday Morning Coffee to Facebook. Did not send out any notifications whatsoever this time. I just thought I'm kind of experimenting to see what happens. So we'll just have fun with this for a little bit, and then it'll get posted, of course, on the vlog. I still can't wrap my head around saying that word vlog, video blog, but nonetheless, we'll do that, and then it'll come up as a audio podcast as well. Trade Show Guy Monday Morning Coffee. So there you go. It's live Monday morning at 9 o'clock Pacific, so appreciate you joining me if you are joining me live. If not, you can catch it, of course, on the replay. The recorded version lands, like I said. So let's talk about new business. I mentioned this had been a stellar year for Trade Show Guy Exhibits. I guess a lot of things are falling into place that I've been working on the past few years. Last week, we just closed 2 new projects that will be completed in June, so some pretty quick turnarounds on these. One of them just literally kind of fell into my lap that I was not expecting, a very nice project. The other was, I knew it was coming the last probably 8 weeks or so. It just took a while to get to the point where they were ready to pull the trigger on it. So these are not insignificant projects. In fact, one of them will be our largest project of the year so far. But to me, the interesting thing is that both of these projects came from current customers. I'm sure that anyone in business management or sales has heard that it's easier and less expensive to sell to your current customers than it is to find a new customer who has no idea who you are. They're just a lot less involved. And so I thought that would be fun to talk about on this morning's vlog podcast, just sharing some thoughts on repeat business, as it were. So keep in mind that here in the trade show industry, really what we sell at Trade Show Guy Exhibits generally has a very long sales cycle, 3, 4, 5 or more years. People are looking to buy a trade show booth, but they want to use it for several years. In fact, I can tell you that some people I've sold trade show booths to 10 or 12 years ago at the previous company I worked with, Interpretive Exhibits, are still using them. They've reskinned them, they've redone graphics, maybe they've updated some of the laminates and colors and stuff, but they're still using them. Probably because they were so well designed and built. But eventually they may buy something new, but there's a very long sales cycle involved there. So the idea of repeat business took me a while to understand when I got into the business and realized that even in spite of the long sales cycle, there is a chance for repeat business. In fact, some stuff we did last fall, they're already coming back to update graphics for shows late this summer. So this type of thing is not that abnormal. So from my perspective, here's what it takes to get repeat business. Just share a few thoughts on that. Number 1, ask. Even if it's not a direct ask for new business from a current client, you can certainly ask if they are anticipating any changes. I tend to do that with a lot of clients and former clients at the beginning of the year. Just check in with them and say, hey, got any plans for this year that we can help you out with? You anticipating any changes or additions to your booth over the next 6 to 12 months? So that gets them thinking about me. The other thing is you have to kind of keep letting them know you're there. Also, make yourself available. Ask if there's anything you can help with that relates to their current properties or items that you've sold to them previously. Like, how is your current exhibit working out? What works best about it? What does not work well with it? What didn't work? Is there anything you would change about it going forward? Because once you live in an exhibit at a trade show for 2, 3, 4 days, you get a sense of what works and what doesn't. Even though it may be really well designed, even though you think you've thought of everything, often after you have your staff in it, who may not have been involved in the design, they're using it a little different way than you actually thought. We had a client several years ago that designed a 20 by 20 booth, and at one day they put kind of a canopy with a couch in there, which they figured they were going to have meetings with clients. Well, they did certainly have some meetings with clients, but as it turned out, a lot of their staff decided that was the place to take a break. And after using that twice, they said, we're going to get rid of that. They put more product and display there. So another thing you can do is let them know about new products or industry upgrades. One of the biggest changes in the trade show industry over the past few years has been the significant upgrades in the quality of fabric printing. This means that if, for example, you've done something for a client 4 or 5 years ago that still looks good but would look a whole lot better if it was upgraded to the latest printing process, that's in our case, it's an opportunity for both of you. They can look better and you can make a little money. So if you're someone that provides these products, you can show off the latest items, the newest upgrades, and let them know what has changed. Same if you provide a service. Maybe you have changed some aspects of your service that might be an opportunity to upsell. You can also let them know what's changed in your company. It's similar kind of to showing off new products and upgrades. If you've added new people to your company or now serve more clients than they might have known about, pass that information along. It's a good thing. It could be as simple as sending them an email or making sure they see it in a newsletter or sitting down to lunch with them, whatever works best for you. In other words, keep them up to date about your company's abilities and who you're helping. Send thank you notes. I always think thank you notes are good. I don't think I've ever done it consistently, but lately I've done it better than I used to be. One of the things I've decided to do this year, though, when I complete a project, especially with a new client, I'll sit down after that project and I'll schedule a time. I'll be very specific about this. I say, I want to go over this. I want to do kind of a debriefing. How did this all work? So, 2 or 3 weeks after the show's over, we'll schedule a time. It'll take 10 or 15 minutes at tops, and I'll ask them a series of questions. How did it work? What went well? What didn't work? What did you find out about it? Those types of things. What kind of feedback did you get? When are you going to next use it? So do you anticipate any changes? So we do a debrief on that. I think that's very good. You can also do things like remembering special occasions to keep in touch. This is always good. If you're on top of it, you'll collect clients' birthdays and even their anniversaries and kids' birthdays. Nothing shows the personal touch like sending cards on special occasions. You can also pass on industry information. Or if you see their company mentioned in the news, they might not have seen a specific article, even though they know their company's making news. Maybe they don't know their company's making news. Copy and paste that link and send it to them and say, hey, I saw you guys mentioned in the blankety blank news. This is kind of cool. I would presume you'd want to do that if it was a positive headline. Hopefully no negative headlines. Promote their products on social media. I think this is a great way to let people know that you're still out there. Since many of my clients have food products that I often see in the local grocery store, if I see a nice display, I'll take a photo, and if it's a good photo and I like it, I also post it on social media, like put it up on Instagram or Twitter or something, and then tag them on it so that whoever's running their social media knows that I noticed, and so they'll often respond to that. Ask for feedback. You might put together a short survey to uncover industry or client needs. Make it short. I tend to use SurveyMonkey, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Send people to it. Send out a link in a newsletter or directly to your client and say, hey, I wonder if you mind taking a quick survey on some of the things we're working on or some of the ideas we have or some of the thoughts we have, some of the questions we have. Bottom line, keep your communication open and flexible with current clients. You never know when things might change, and all of a sudden, what you thought was going to be a company that would not be interested in anything from me for a year or two all of a sudden comes up and says, hey, we need something right now, so stay in touch. Another reason to stay in touch is that if you don't stay in touch, they may find someone else. They may say, you know what, we need something new, and let's look around a little bit, and they don't even contact you. So you're off their radar. So if you're off their radar for whatever reason, in my industry, trade show marketing, trade show booths, that sort of thing, it could easily happen because 2, 3, 4 years could go by. They're having a great time with their booth, but they might get all of a sudden a new investor, a new influx of money. They're upgrading their booth. And if I'm not in touch with them and they have someone else in charge, or they have someone else that's making that decision and someone else that's having input, they may not even think of you. Hey, it's happened to me. It probably happens to everybody. So staying in touch is also a very, very good thing. And of course, when your sales process is in your fulfillment stage, make sure you give them all they're expecting and more. And I mentioned once it's over, do a debrief process and listen and make note of their answers. So communication is key. Be aware of how your client feels about you and your products and services, because if you're not staying in touch, it becomes much easier for a competitor to come in and take your business away and you won't even know it until it's too late. So, enough of today's topic. One good thing, I want to share this. It's spring, so there's a lot of yard work involved. And actually, I enjoy yard work when I get to it. And we had a really great weekend, lots of sunshine here in the Willamette Valley, in the low 60s. You know, it's going to hit like 72 today. It's just been gorgeous out there, but it's a great time to get out and get on your knees and pull weeds and mow the lawn and do all the other stuff. So, and then the place looks great because, you know, you did a bunch of yard work. So I'm going to put yard work as my one good thing. So there you go. Thanks for joining me, whether you're hitting the live version or the replay here on the Trade Show Guy Monday Morning Coffee. And I'll check you out next week.